In this installment, the Grapevine video game company, whose story has been like a wild video game. In an era of online commerce, the brick-and-mortar video game store was struggling. Sales had been declining along with its stock price, which a lot of big-time investors believed would keep falling. And so they short-sold it. Basically, they borrowed someone else's shares, let's say 1 million of them, then immediately sold them at the current price, let's say it was $20. Then they waited for the stock to fall, let's say to $10, so they could buy those 1 million shares back, give them back to their original owner, and then pocket a huge profit they made by buying high and selling low. Normally, that's a big enough gamble, but what they didn't count on this time was a bunch of amateur investors who got together on Reddit and started buying up lots of shares. They made an agreement, which makes the price go up instead of down. And that is the danger of shorting a stock. Usually when you buy a stock, the more it goes up, the more you gain, and the most you can lose is just the original money you had put in. If you short a stock, your gain can be huge, but the most you can lose becomes limitless, because eventually you still have to buy back those shares that you had borrowed and sold. If you were planning to buy back those 1 million shares of GameStop at $10, but they suddenly zoomed past $20 where you had sold them in the first place, now you're losing money. When the price hits $30, you've lost more money, and even more when it hits $40, and so on. A share of GameStop went from $20 to $396 in about 2 weeks. It remains to be seen if this will lead to new stock market regulations, but that'll still be too late for investors who had bet big that GameStop would fall and experienced a rough game over. Follow me at Jason Wheeler TV to stay right on the money.